Story-driven action games on the way place strong focus on characters, conflict, and meaningful progression. These titles aim to balance cinematic storytelling with hands-on combat. They stand out as upcoming releases built for players who value narrative alongside action. Let's check it out. Brightville appears as a quiet, cheerful town shaped by pastel streets and friendly faces. Beneath that surface, hidden truths seem poised to emerge. As the illusion of calm begins to weaken, order threatens to give way to something far more unsettling. The story suggests a future where perfection cannot hold back what has been buried.
A 00 agent needs the fastest.
007 First Light focuses on an early phase of Bond's career, shaped by espionage and covert operations. Missions appear set across varied locations, with infiltration and surveillance playing a central role. Stealth tactics, spy gadgets, and controlled gunplay seem to guide how encounters unfold. The direction points toward a cinematic spy story built around tension, precision, and a modern take on the Bond legacy.
You'll have to earn the number.
Am I dead?
Onimusha Way of the Sword centers on sword-driven combat in feudal Japan as supernatural forces begin to spread. The world appears shaped by real historical locations mixed with dark, demonic influences, setting a tense and serious mood. Combat seems focused on control, timing, and careful decision-making rather than speed.
The power of the Oni is all that's sustaining your life. That's an Oni gauntlet.
Musashi! Gun me! This thing's made me so damn strong.
Musashi, I cannot apologize enough for dragging you down this path against your will.
If I take this gauntlet off, I'll be a bloody mess on the floor anyway.
This isn't what you promised, Gauntlet.
My troop was attacked, and one of our members is missing. Save this world.
Fighting Genma wasn't the path I'd planned, but who knows? Maybe it'll be worth my while.
Well said!
What in the...
Get a hold of yourself! Are you a man or a beast?
Getting strong because of some gauntlet. That's not strength.
I'm gonna eat all the souls you got in there!
Turns out, Miyamoto Musashi was just a brute with a sword after all.
Being tough isn't enough. A warrior meditates on what strength really means.
The shelter. Looks like we got some backup power here.
Pragmata is set in the near future within a remote research facility on the moon. The story appears to follow an astronaut and an android companion as failing systems force them to depend on one another. The environment feels cold and isolating, where advanced technology seems unstable and unreliable. The narrative points toward cooperation, uncertainty, and survival inside a structure cut off from Earth.
Crap! Jump, Q!
This friggin' thing is tough as hell!
We can use this to hit harder and beat things faster. We did it! Something's aiming at us. Leave it to me. I got him.
Not bad. Leave the shooting to me. That was easy. Guess it's my turn.
Missile spotted. Right back at ya.
Good job, kid. Now it's my turn.
Move, Hugh.
Get some.
Hacking.
You're going down.
Look out.
Take that.
Hugh.
Right on. How you like this?
Got it.
Diana? Diana?
Yeah? What?
See this spot? You think we can get here in one piece?
Yeah, we'll go, and if you don't get hurt, that means it's safe. Let's go!
Chronicles Medieval is a single-player medieval sandbox focused on war, power, and survival. The game centers on building a life from nothing in a harsh world shaped by conflict and ambition. Combat, army command, and territory control play a key role in how your journey unfolds. The focus is on survival and power within a harsh medieval setting. Stranger Than Heaven builds an open world shaped by inner conflict and surreal ideas. The setting appears to move between grounded places and symbolic spaces, where emotion seems tied to how the world unfolds. Locations suggest shifting meaning as the story moves forward, rather than staying fixed or predictable. The game signals a personal journey guided by mood, uncertainty, and changing perspective.
Got a name?
Mako. Daito.
Daito. A Jap then, huh?
Don't I look like one?
You're not? So, what are you then?
Sana. 俺が知りてえよ。
Little Devil Inside follows a group of explorers working through a strange 19th century world marked by supernatural events. The story appears focused on long journeys between missions, where preparation and survival shape each passage forward. The world seems broad and unpredictable, with travel itself playing a major role in how danger and discovery take form. The narrative hints at a quiet, surreal adventure defined by isolation, routine, and the unknown ahead.
Disaster. brought forth.
Evilbane is presented as a co-op action RPG centered on fast combat and adaptable playstyles. Players are expected to switch between melee and ranged weapons while shaping skills to fit different combat scenarios. The structure hints at coordinated missions and boss encounters where teamwork plays a key role. Set in a dark fantasy world torn apart by an archdemon, the story appears to focus on survival, vengeance, and resisting a growing darkness.
With the power granted to us, we'll avenge our comrades and reclaim the kingdom! We'll hold the line until you foul creatures are raised from this world.
Phantom Blade Zero is positioned as a story-driven action RPG rooted in wuxia traditions and fast martial combat. The game follows Soul, a warrior with 66 days left to live, moving through a world shaped by betrayal and hidden conspiracies. Combat appears focused on precise, weapon-based encounters with a strong emphasis on skill and timing. The setting hints at a dark fusion of classic martial arts and industrial elements, where tradition and violence collide. Marvel's Blade is planned as a third-person, story-focused action-adventure game. It follows Eric Brooks, a vampire hunter caught between the human world and the undead during a supernatural crisis in Paris. The setting centers on a quarantined city where vampires rule the streets after dark. The game appears to lean toward mature themes, close combat, and Arcane's immersive storytelling style.
Relax, man. I don't bite. Lock up tight now. Night's just getting started.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin is a dark, standalone story set in a possible future of the TMNT world. It centers on Michelangelo, the last surviving turtle, living in a broken New York City. Haunted by the loss of his brothers, he moves toward one final mission against the forces that destroyed his family. The story focuses on mature themes, such as grief, duty, and the cost of revenge. Blackwood is planned as a cinematic third-person action game set in New York in 2012. Players are expected to live a double life, running a small DVD store by day and operating as a hired assassin at night. Combat appears focused on close-range melee, brutal takedowns, and responsive gunplay. It is shaping its identity around grounded action, personal choices, and the contrast between ordinary life and violence.
You're always showing up when I'm closing. Oh my god, what happened to your face? Put some ice on it. Good night, Anton.
The gap in left center. That's rolling all the way to the wall. He's around first, digging.
To pass through that door is to pass through time.
The Adventures of Elliot: The Millennium Tales is an action role-playing game. The story follows Elliot, an adventurer exploring dangerous ruins beyond the last human kingdom, guided by a fairy companion named Faye. The world connects past and present through a mysterious artifact, placing history and consequence at the center of the journey. Gameplay is expected to focus on real-time combat, weapon switching, and a fantasy setting built around discovery, danger, and myth.
Tribes. A spell of safekeeping is all that protects humanity's sole bastion, the Kingdom of Huther. One fateful day, a set of ruins is discovered in the wilds beyond the castle walls. An adventurer, Elliot, leaves the kingdom to investigate.
Facing danger is what adventurers do.
At his side is a fairy named Faye.
You can call me Faye. I'm a fairy.
Together, the duo venture beyond the kingdom's protection into the great wide world. During your journey, you'll come face to face with all sorts of foes. In battle, study your opponent's moves carefully and find opportunities to strike. Fight with swords for quick and well-balanced strikes. Bows and arrows to target enemies from afar. Chains and sickles to swing and pull enemies closer, and more. There are 7 weapon types in total, but that's not all. You can also strengthen your weapons by equipping different combinations of magicite. Try out all sorts of variations to find the playstyle that works for you.
Careful!
Your fairy companion, Faye, can also attack and pick up items. You can control both Elliot and Faye separately, or 2 players can control them at the same time. You'll find that she's very helpful on your adventure. Join Elliot and Faye on a grand journey that, unknown to them, will span 1,000 years.
The Witcher 4 is an action role-playing game set after the events of the previous saga. The story follows Ciri as the central figure, traveling across a continent shaped by monsters, power struggles, and unresolved history. The narrative places strong attention on character growth and story progression within a large fantasy world. The game presents a serious and grounded journey, centered on destiny, responsibility, and survival in a hostile land.
Salt. Almost had me fooled, Fruin.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the State of Unreal at Unreal Fest Orlando. We're here to show you what's next with Unreal Engine and so much more. We are thrilled that you're able to join us. Thank you. But first things first, I'm here with Sebastian and Kaitek from CD Projekt Red. We have a lot to talk about. Hey, guys.
Hey. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt, and hello, everyone. With The Witcher 4, we're stepping things up. And to do that, we needed the right partner, one that truly understands that great open-world games are all about art and technology coming together.
Yeah, and look, our goals are completely aligned here. And around the launch of UE5, your awesome team at CD Projekt Red announced a collaboration to make open-world development in Unreal even better. And it's an opportunity, we just couldn't pass it up. So we've been working on a technical demo together to achieve just that. I think we should take a look at it. You guys ready?
Born ready. Kaitek is going to play the build for us.
Sure, let's do it.
This is a technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4. What you just saw and are going to see now is running on a standard PlayStation 5 at 60 FPS with ray tracing. So in the game, you'll be playing as Ciri, a professional monster slayer, a witcher. She explores the world and hunts down monsters for coin. The region we are in is called Kovir, and you'll get to explore it in the game. Right now, Ciri is investigating a monster, and after gathering new clues, she is heading back to a nearby village. All right, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt had Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
We return to town.
These two characters need to feel like one, Since you're gonna explore the world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal. So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed. And we also support root motion movement on Kelpie, so controlling her feels realistic and grounded. And there are also some really nice improvements to our Unreal Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic, especially Kovir with its dense forest and wild nature.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with nanite geometry, we've freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage. And in order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling every single leaf and pine needle. And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Ciri. Welcome to Valdrest. So Valdrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade and mining. It's one of those places where you can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Ciri took on her current contract. High-tech, let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace and food. I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valdrest has to offer.
Not her again.
Nine gazes while I present him with a fish. For the furry rascal will often wink, and the bear's weight grants good fortune.
Pardon.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is. Character actions directly affect what happens around you, sometimes even setting off chain reactions. Everything is working together. Oh, look at this poor gentleman being taught how to fly by an angry innkeeper. That's what happens when you cheat at Gwent.
Last of it, is it? Ready to aim.
Jingling the purse.
Okay, so this is the guy who gave the Ciri the quest his own. Like you probably suspect, he has his own agenda in all of this.
You off your tits again, Wilfred. Get your ass up.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? Ah, Witcheress. What news of my wagons? No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. Now. Kavir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your men, quite the opposite.
Manticore? No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse end of Creighton, not here.
While Siri decides what to do about that merchant, let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace. Why don't we listen in on these fishmongers? They're selling their wares, chatting up customers.
Morning, catch this is. Won't find none fresher.
Rugged me ladies after one of
Course. Get this cleaned and gutted for you. You mind, dearest? Into seeing something more. Got mackerel cod, all Braxton's finest.
And there is tons of tech to play here, even in this simple market stall. Metahuman tools, improved Unreal smart objects, chaos cloth, and more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Siri and NPCs is as small as possible.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right, but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in pillory isn't exciting enough for Valdrest. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus. But the great performance deserves a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here to many of Unreal's systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the game thread. Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents all going about their business. And the whole point is to leave breathing room for developers like you to introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect, empowering you to make your worlds come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You are right, and that's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, how about one final check-in with Siri? We are making this game to be the most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever. And we are making this a reality thanks to our work on Unreal with the team at Epic. I think what we are doing together is going to bring in a new generation of open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are too.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans. A first look at Lanexeter.
Onward, Kelby.